Doctor, there are lots of questions on the chat.
All right, I will see. I have not
Okay.
checked. Okay, let me. Is there any truth in the fact that you should eat foods that are part of your upbringing and not foods today's globalization has introduced us to so many cuisines and it is bad for? Definitely, yes. You should be eating foods that you have been eating traditionally, you know, as a child or as a kid. If your grandmother or your great grandmother has been cooking it in the kitchen, definitely it is the best food for you. There is a lot of, yes, food is completely you know made trendy today, like what we would have as a turmeric and milk today is called as turmeric latte, and it is that is the way the west have they've westernized it. But there are youngsters who would not want to have haldi doodh, or they will not have haldi milk, but if you call it turmeric latte, they'll definitely have it. So this is the way it has been globalized, and this is how it has affected our health. So definitely you have to eat foods that were part of your upbringing and not eat foods that are trendy today, like cauliflower rice has become very trendy. Well, India grows over 100 varieties of rice and about 50 varieties of different dals, pulses, lentils and millets, but we are eating cauliflower rice because we feel that cauliflower rice is healthier. Stop doing such things. You eat rice when it looks like rice and it is cooked the way it is supposed to be cooked. Yeah. What are the national foods good for the liver? Well, good for the liver, I would suggest the most important thing that you can do to have a good liver is eat your meals on time, especially your dinner, and do not have a late dinner, and especially try to have a dinner which is mostly dal, rice, and a little bit of vegetable, or a roti and a vegetable. Try to avoid meats and egg or non-veg during the dinner. This is the best thing that you could do for your liver. The second best thing that you could do for your liver is drink sufficient amount of water. Now, water is a means to flush every toxin out of the system. So drinking water really, really benefits not just the liver, but every other organ in the body, your skin, your brain functions well. If you have migraine problems, most of the time it is because of dehydration and we don't realize it. So that is something that you should be doing for your liver. National foods, I think whatever is growing in your region, what is local to you is good for every organ in your body. Can you please provide us with some recommendations for immunity boosters during the COVID situation of COVID? Okay. Well, immunity boosters, besides doing all this that I have already told you, or practicing and following all the habits, a few things that you can do for your immunity is jaggery, sunt. Sunt is the dry ginger powder, and a little bit of ghee. You can roll them up into tiny, laddus or very tiny ones, and you could have 2 of those post your meals in the afternoon and also in the night after dinner. You could also have a kada of ajwain, jeera, turmeric, kali mirch, and all these can also be done. All these time-tested traditional kadas given to us by our grandmothers are very, very good. My favorite is haldi with milk and a little bit of dry ginger in it. This is my favorite, and we should be giving it to our kids as well. But the milk, we need to be careful. See to it that it is not your packaged milk. It is directly from a cow. But those people who don't prefer having milk can also have it in water. They can have make a kada of haldi and a little bit of black pepper, dry ginger in water, and also it can be consumed. This is also a very good way of boosting your immunity. Well, your immunity is boosted when you eat right, eat on time, and you exercise 30 minutes minutes in a day. Definitely helps you boost your immune system. Yeah. They say rice and wheat are bad and one should eat only millets. It has helped diabetes patients to become non-diabetic. Um, Millets are definitely good, and millets also come in the category of grains. So rice, wheat, millets, all these come into the grain category. So if somebody prefers to have millets instead of rice, please by all means you can go ahead and do it if it is helping you, and if it is if you have benefited from it, you can definitely do it. But there are a lot of people who are who today talk about being gluten free, or who want to stay off carbs. If it is for that reason, please don't do it. If suppose wheat does not agree with you, or if you get a rash, or if you get a difficult bowel because of wheat, then you can stay away from it. But unnecessarily just avoiding grains is not the answer. For diabetes, we have a lot of patients who are eating rice and who are having wheat, and also have got their diabetes in check, and whose HbA1c has also come to normal. I don't think it is only the diet that influences a diabetic, but it's also the other lifestyle changes like sleeping on time, and exercising, which causes a lot of changes, positive changes in a diabetic patient. Rajgira is the same as foxtail millets, I think, and it is not available in all stores. Rajgira is different. Foxtail millet is actually jawar. So both are two different things. By taking only millets, will it have a bad effect in the sense you cannot eat rice or wheat in the future? They advise cold pressed oils instead of refined oils, as it causes cancer and other diseases due to paraffins. There's nothing like if you stop rice and wheat, and then if you want to have it later in the future, there'll be a problem. There's nothing like that. But yet again, as I've told you, you should be eating anything that is cooked in your kitchen. Even rice as a diabetic, or wheat as a diabetic, you can have it. Keep millets also as an option, also rice as an option. So your body kind of, is not just hooked on to one kind of a food grain. Yeah, you have to get your body used to all these local foods. Cold pressed oils instead of refined oils. Um, well, again, this is a kind of a marketing gimmick actually. The best oils that you can have are local oils. And yes, definitely these highly refined oils can cause cancers. They definitely can. But I would say, instead of just focusing on cold pressed or refined oils, you stick to having your local oil. So we in Goa, we grow a lot of coconut trees. So we need to have coconut oil in our food. We need to cook our foods in coconut oil. Definitely not olive oil, or not sunflower oil. Seed oils are something that you should avoid. Nut oils are something that you should have, like peanut oil. Is some groundnut oil is also something that I would highly recommend. So coconut oil or groundnut oil is good. Which is perishable, curd or buttermilk, when one should have them? Well, buttermilk, I would suggest post lunch. If you've once you've had lunch, maybe after 15 minutes of a gap, you can have buttermilk. Curd, you can have it midday, maybe in at around 11 o'clock. A small katori of dahi with a little bit of salt, or sometimes even in the evenings. People suffering from hyperacidity would definitely have a small katori of dahi with a little bit of poha, that is flat rice, and a little bit of salt. It really helps to bring down acid levels in the stomach. So these are the best times that you could have dahi. Is fasting once a week good? Yes, definitely. Like traditionally in the Hindu culture, or even in the Muslim culture, we have fasting as a part of our religion. And if it calls for, you should definitely do your fast according to your time tested traditions, not the fast that you stay without eating for so many hours, and you're supposed to eat just one meal a day, or just two meals a day. Please don't do that. You can you please provide recommendation to reduce hair fall? Well, yes. Most of the time, hair fall is because of deficiency of vitamin D and B12. Most of the time, it's because of this. So, getting your gut bacteria right, or feeding the gut bacteria with good nutrition, is definitely not just going to influence your hair, but also your skin. You're going to start seeing a change in your skin if you start having good amounts of probiotics. So curd rice, or rice for that matter, is a very good probiotic. So it is very, very good. Start your day with water, black raisins in the morning. Have a few cashew nuts maybe during the midday at around 11ish. You can have about 10 to 15 cashew nuts. This will really help. Drink a lot of water. Add ghee to your food, because ghee is one source through which your vitamin D will get absorbed into the blood. Now you will say that vitamin D is got from the sun and then it comes into the skin, and that's how we get vitamin D. Yes, it's right. But when we are exposed to the sun, vitamin D will enter the skin. But for it to, from the skin to reach our blood, or to reach the blood cells, we need good fat. And the best source of good fat that we can have is ghee. So if you've stopped eating ghee, and if you're having hair fall, or if you're having digestive issues, please start using ghee back again into your food. Will banana on empty stomach cause gastric trouble, or is it good to have it in the morning? There's no fruit that can cause a gastric problem if you have it in the morning on an empty stomach. I would recommend you drink a glass of water. Plain room temperature water is the best thing to have, and then you could definitely have a banana. I do it every day. Shouldn't exercise and good food habits be balanced? Please elaborate on the effects of yoga on weight loss. I do yoga myself. I've recently started, and I really enjoy doing yoga. I mean, things that I really didn't know I could do with my body, I'm really being able to do it. If there's anything that you want to do for weight loss, then it is yoga. If you're not able to go out for a run or a jog, or visit any fitness studio or a gym, please practice yoga. It's the best exercise you could give for yourself, not just for the body but also for the mind. Definitely there has to be a balance. Without a balance in your food, exercise and sleep, nobody can have optimum health. And it's in Ayurveda, the three pillars of good health are your food, your sleep, and your activity, that is your exercise. So there should be a balance between all the three. A dermat suggested to avoid milk products for acne problem. Can I still have curd? Yes, you can definitely have curd if you're having it in the right way, not putting it into a smoothie, or not putting a lot of sugar into it, or not mixing it with ingredients such as I don't know, chia seeds, or putting cornflakes or muesli into it. Definitely you can have it. A small katori of dahi with your lunch is absolutely okay. Greens for liver, greens for every organ in the body. Right now we're in the monsoon, so I would say to stay away from a lot of green leafy vegetables. But in Goa, we do have a lot of local vegetables that grow only during the monsoons, green leafy vegetables. So if you can source in your area, if you can source green leafy vegetables which are seasonal in the monsoons, you can definitely eat those. But lauki, I think, is the best in this season. You can have different kind of gourds, you can have different kinds of pumpkins, different kinds of dals, for that matter, are best for the liver. Doctor, I am 30 kilos overweight, and if I strictly follow what you have laid out and suggested meticulously, how long should I take to reach the right weight? Well, it depends completely on you. If you put your focus onto it, and you really want to get healthy, then I think even in a year's time you could do it. We have got patients, we've got clients who have lost 30 kilos in under a year. So it can definitely happen for you as well. Your advice on drinking milk at night, it is advisable or not? It is definitely advisable, but I would say just check the source of your milk. The milk has to be from a local farm or a dairy. It shouldn't be from a packet. It shouldn't be treated milk, not homogenized or pasteurized milk. For nails, skin and hair, we get biotin supplements or gummies. Is it advisable, or food with biotin is better? Food with biotin is definitely better. Now, how do you get biotin? Is probiotics. It is only manufactured by the good bacteria in your large intestine. You don't usually get it in all your foods. And also, animal organs like the liver and a kidney can be eaten. But if you're a vegetarian, then stick to eating a lot of dals, grains, sprouts. So these are foods which are fermented basically. So that's the best for um, biotin. Kids are a big fan of junk from McD and KFC. How harmful are these? Having them once or twice a month, is that okay? I think once a month is perfectly okay, as long as your kid is very playful and engages in activities that keep his body going, and he's always active. Then I think it is okay. But if your kid is somebody who sits in front of the television all day, or who's playing games on the computer or on the phone, then I don't think it is recommended even once a month. Can you suggest how to keep kids away from always wanting fast food, pizzas and burgers? What could be a good substitute? First of all, I feel that we as parents need to change. I mean, if you are going to eat junk food in front of the kid, we can't expect the child to not eat junk food. Similarly with the phone, most of us, including me, sometimes I'm continuously on the phone. So kids are always watching us, and they will duplicate. They will only learn by duplication. Kids only learn by seeing or by duplicating. So first of all, we need to change our good ways. Substitutes, I think you can put your best efforts to get something which is cooked at home, healthy. Give them milkshakes are very, very good for kids. A little bit of sugar, 1 teaspoon of sugar in that milkshake will not cause any harm. But those biscuits or those cookies are really, really going to damage the child. And, that's going to cause them to get hooked onto fast foods and burgers and pizzas and foods which are high in sugar. How is intermittent fasting, and is it good for weight loss? Intermittent fasting focuses on just one hormone, that is insulin. And they say that if you don't eat, insulin is not going to be produced, and insulin is the one that holds on to fat. So if there's no insulin, there is no question of weight gain, and you will shed weight. But at the same time, insulin is not the only hormone in the body. We've got multiple other hormones which also need to be taken care of. Especially the thyroid is the one hormone that takes a big beating when you are intermittent fasting. So I wouldn't say it is a sustainable method to lose weight, but if it, for some people, it really works. I have also a lot of people who I know who intermittent fasting has worked for them. But when doing intermittent fasting, you are also compromising on your lean body mass. That is for sure. You may be losing fat, that is still questionable, but at the same time, you are compromising on your lean body mass. And a lot of vitamins and minerals are also compromised on when you're doing intermittent fasting. Is afternoon nap bad for weight management? No. You can definitely have a 30-minute or a 40-minute nap in the afternoon. See to it that there is a gap of at least 30 minutes after your lunch, and try to see that you are not sleeping till 6 and 7 in the evening. Your nap should be for about 30 minutes max. You can go up to 40 minutes till about 3:30 or 4 o'clock. What do you recommend for arthritis? It depends on what kind of arthritis this is. Well, arthritis is various kinds, and I will talk about osteoarthritis, which is very common, and it happens to people because of age and wear and tear, and certain injuries, especially in the knees. Well, if you don't want to be, if you're in the initial stages of arthritis, then it can definitely be reversed, and you wouldn't need a knee replacement. Try strengthening your muscles, especially the hamstrings and the quadriceps. Now, when doctors recommend exercises, it is not to strengthen the joint, but it is to strengthen the muscles. So even if you could get into yoga and get a good a qualified yoga person who could teach you to do exercises that could strengthen your hamstrings and strengthen your quadricep muscles. Those are the muscles of the thighs and of the legs. It would be excellent for arthritis. That is the first thing. Secondly, when it comes to foods, avoid all sorts of packet foods. Like here in Goa, we eat a lot of vinegar. Now, vinegar is a kind of it's a kind of a liquid ingredient which we add to our gravies and curries. And it's coconut vinegar basically, not apple cider or anything. So any kind of vinegars, I would say try and avoid for arthritis. Again, packaged food, um, foods which are junk, like fast foods, pizzas, burgers, because they create a lot of free radicals. Now these are free radicals are very harmful to the body. Any kind of junk food, any kind of unhealthy fried food will create free radicals which will go and damage our joints or damage our cells and cause oxidative damage. So these kind of foods are to be stopped, or you shouldn't be eating that. I get extremely bad cramps during menses, sometimes accompanied with vomiting and blackouts. Anything in my diet I could change that would help. Start having black raisins at least 10 to 15 days before your menses, or you could have it every day. Include sabja seeds and olive seeds into your food. You can put it in water and you can have it, soak it overnight and have it in the morning. Have a banana at least twice a day. If 10 days before your menses, and especially during your menses, you can have even 3 bananas a day. Start your day with water. Check your iron levels as well. Sometimes because of deficiency of iron, premenstrual cramps are really, really bad. Doctor, are we to completely avoid branded packet milk, adding with tea or milk, just warm milk? That's the only option. Yes, you can have a little bit of milk, but having the whole cup every day is something that I would not recommend. Is getting vegan recommended, doctor? No, I would not recommend. If you want, you can become a vegetarian, or if you're already a vegetarian, continue being a vegetarian. But getting vegan I would not recommend. Is stevia a safe and good alternative to sugar? Now stevia is a plant, right? And sugarcane is also a plant. So why do you want to change to a substitute of sugar when you just have to use 1 teaspoon of sugar into your food? You can definitely use that. You don't need an alternative to sugar, and especially not stevia. We're running out of time, so can we please stop? All right, so I think I'll have to stop here. But
No, Doctor, please go ahead with the balance 2 questions and then we can stop.
all right, okay. So I'll take the last 2 questions. As a foodie addicted to occasional junk food, how can I curb my cravings for noodles, burgers, cheese, and pastries? Yes, I already spoke about sugar cravings in this session. So if you remember, healthy fats is something that you have to add to your food. And secondly is try and identify what has caused the addiction. So for the addiction not to get worse, you need to identify foods that are which have hidden sugars in them. So try and do that. And I think that's it. Yeah, getting good fats into the diet, eating your meals on time, drinking a lot of water will definitely help you curb your sugar issues. Anxiety and depression, anything is recommended? Yes. For anxiety and depression, all the foods that I have mentioned, especially our traditional Indian foods, are definitely recommended. Um, so people who have stopped having ghee turning vegan, I think anxiety and depression, that's something that they could develop, because um, there is nothing like ghee for anxiety and depression. Nuts, omega basically is very, very good, and omega essential fatty acids are there in all our Indian Indian fats, like the ghee, the nuts, peanuts, cashew nuts. So that's definitely recommended. Yeah, I think Beena, I'm done with the 2.
Thank you so much, Doctor. That was a lot of questions.
I enjoyed answering them.
Yeah, thank you so much. So may I now call our director, Shri Premji, to give the vote of thanks, after which I'll announce the forthcoming programs.
Thank you, Veenaji. Thank you, Doctor, for this insightful talk and giving us the knowledge about the way we need to have our food and not look at weight loss, specifically from the weight loss point of view. So thank you for taking your time and coming and sharing this insightful knowledge.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I also thank all the participants. Some of them have been very regular for all our webinars. So please keep continuing to support our programs, and we look forward for your participation in the future as well. So thank you very much, Doctor, once again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. In the coming week, we have two great programs for you. On Sunday, 26th July, we have our usual yoga program by Umesh Dagatji starting at 7 a.m. in the morning. On the 28th of July, Tuesday next week, we have Sri Ishwaranji talking to us on Explore Your Expectations. And then again, on the 31st of July, we have Acharya Raghu Ganapati ji, who's going to be talking to us on managing stress. And this is part 2. So for those who have missed part 1, can you please see the uploaded recording on YouTube for the first part? So that's already uploaded and it's there on YouTube under Rtambhara Wellness. Please feel free to go and see that part 1 if you've missed it. And then you can join us for part 2 on the 31st. So thank you all for your presence and participation today from all of us at Rtambhara. We now look forward to your presence this week on Sunday, thereafter on Tuesday, and then again on Friday, the 31st of July. And with that, we conclude. Thank you all. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you very much.